It's often hard to keep faith with the training process if you're not seeing yourself getting faster. We need feedback along the way to indicate that we are getting fitter. Lucky, I know where to look. Here are 6 signs you are getting fitter. You suddenly feel better 50 to 60 minutes into a long workout. When I'm unfit, I find that the further into the workout I get, the more tired I get. But when I've got some decent training behind me, some consistency, then on my longer runs, they feel different. So the first part feels normal, but at that 50 to 60 minute mark, something shifts. I suddenly have more energy. It's as if my body realizes it's going to have to keep going, so it really switches on. It's like a second wind. And for those going extra long, found the same thing can happen around 3 hours in. I've experienced this a few times, and again, something clicks. It all seems easier than it did a few minutes earlier. You need less recovery. You pull up better between sessions. Better the next day. The same session may not be faster, but it no longer leaves you wasted. Basically, the training, it doesn't take as much out of you. I find this feeling of handling the training better, of having more energy in between sessions, is often a precursor of getting faster. But it's in these moments, many runners, including myself, stuff it up. Instead of taking it as a sign that what you are doing is working and continuing to follow the plan, we go, I'm feeling really good, but I'm not faster. I can do more. And that's when it comes crashing down. We often do too much more. Take that good feeling between sessions as a sign you are getting fitter. Your resting heart rate is getting lower. It's a blunt measure, but if you measure your resting heart rate over time, it will reduce. Not necessarily day to day, but over weeks it will. If your resting heart rate goes from 60 down to 55 beats per minute, it tends to indicate the heart muscle is stronger and more effective, pushing more blood per beat around the body. As a result, it doesn't have to beat as fast. It's a sign your cardiovascular system is developing. Your cardio component is fitter. Your slow or bad days aren't as slow. I find this point sneaks up on us. Our biases tend to only focus on our best or faster run. We remember the top 10% of runs that went well and tend to compare them to today's run. But remember to take a look at your slower runs over time. Look back a few weeks at those slower runs. The bottom 10 to 20%. And there's 2 things you'll probably see here. You have less really bad runs, and your bad runs are faster than they used to be. Think of it this way. Don't just focus on raising the ceiling. Make sure you look at the floor and the foundations too. Your heart rate is more predictable. Your heart rate tends to better match how you feel more often. There's less big jumps from a small increase in effort during training. It's less jumpy during those runs. For example, a couple of months ago, my heart rate may be sitting at 132 beats per minute when running at 6 minutes per kilometre. But if I sped up to 545 per kilometre, it would send my heart rate shooting up well beyond 150 beats per minute. Now that same change in running speed now will only increase my heart rate from 132 up to 137 beats per minute. It's a sign the internal cost of that increase in speed is now less. And of course, I still have a favourite way to test my fitness. Racing. I don't think this really needs an explanation other than if I'm faster at races,